August the 19th is an important day in the music calendar this year for lovers of specialist music, because it's when fresh contemporary Gothenburg-based quartet Little Dragon released their second material in 2 years, entitled Machine Dreams, which is a follow-up to their self-titled industry-praised album released in 2007. And I'm thrilled to have Yukimi Nagano, the lead vocalist and songwriter of the band, on the phone. Hi there, Yukimi.
Hi.
Welcome to Siren FM. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. I mean, I know you're in the UK at the moment, but which part of the UK are you in?
Well, let me ask my friend, which part of the UK am I in? What's of the city? West End in London.
So you didn't,
I'm not very familiar with London, actually. I always get lost, so...
Oh, that's fine. You could have just said London. That would have been
Oh,
easy
yeah,
enough.
that's true, yeah. Well, London.
Yeah. Now, despite having a Japanese father and an American mother, you were actually born and raised in Gothenburg, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, I lived abroad a little bit when I was about 12, 13. I lived 1 year in Japan and 1 year in California. But other than that, I've basically lived in Gothenburg most of the time.
And why did your parents move to Gothenburg in the first place?
Well, my mother has distant relatives in Sweden, so she was kind of had an urge to go and sort of look up her roots, and she was curious about the culture. And my dad was he was living in London in the 70s, and then I guess it was a lot of people were kind of coming to Sweden because there's it was easy to get jobs there at the time, and yeah, and then they met at the library.
Oh, right. That's interesting. I mean, are they involved with music at all, or do they have different jobs?
My dad's an illustrator and artist, and my mother is actually a kindergarten teacher, but she used to be a piano teacher, sort of as a side job, kind of, when I was little. But, yeah, but no, they're not really musicians.
I mean, do you have any brothers and sisters as well?
Yeah, I have 3 sisters, and my sister is actually, she's a musician. She plays guitar and sings kind of folk music.
Yeah. I mean, you and your band members, Eric, drummer Eric, bassist Frederick, and keyboardist Håkan, all went to high school together.
Yeah.
Were you guys in the same class, and were you close back then, as you are now?
Well, Eric and Frederick went, and Håkan went 2 years, they're 2 years older than me, so they were 2 years ahead of me in school. So we started playing together at the time, and I was really, happy to be playing with them because, it's always fun to be, playing music with the older kids in school. So I was really pleased about that, and yeah, we got along. And after high school, we sort of lived together in a collective at one point. So, but we were good friends then. I mean, I wasn't only hanging out with them, but we sort of became close once we lived together more.
Now, you have one of the most smooth, angelic, magical, and mesmerizing voices, I think, in music today. You haven't kept your gift to yourself, though, as you've unselfishly lent it to other musicians. Now, way before Little Dragon, you're already known and active within the European downtempo and lounge scenes, as you work with Swedish DJ and producer of Swole Sessions, Swedish house musician Heard, and also you contributed on a lot of acid jazz collections, didn't you? But I think the most interesting and most praised collaborative work has been with Swedish electronic duo Coop,
right?
In which you provided vocals on their albums Waltz with Coop and Coop Islands. Now, Coop have quite an unorthodox approach to creating their style of electronic jazz, don't they?
Yeah, well, I think they sort of, even Little Dragon's music, even if it's not necessarily jazz sounding, we do have the element of improvisation in our live performances. And I think in Coop, it sounds very jazzy and traditional, but it's actually more kind of pop in the sense that, it's more strict. And it's like, they'll sometimes even hint on how I should pronounce something, so they're very much, it feels like I'm their instrument when I was recording with them, and yeah,
that's
why it became very important for me to sort of start the band and like do something where I was being my own voice. 'Cause, yeah, I'm not really so interested in being like a featured vocalist anymore.
No, that's in the past. Yeah, I mean, especially as you're really busy, because not only with Little Dragon, but also you and Eric tour with Swedish singer Jose Gonzalez.
Right.
And you also sing backing vocals and harmonies on his album In Our Nature. What's it like working with him?
Well, it was very easy. He's my boyfriend, so he has a studio in the city, and I mean, we get along. Like when we create music, he just basically comes with some ideas, and very laid back and very like natural kind of.
Yeah, he's got a very kind of less is more attitude to making music. It's very simple.
Yeah, he definitely does.
I mean, there was 4 music videos made for tracks off your self-titled album that came out in 2007. The videos were, like I said, Test, After the Rain, Constant Surprises, and of course the unforgettable Twice. Now, which featured on US medical drama Grey's Anatomy. But we'll talk about your success and popularity in America in a minute. But we have to talk about the Twice video first. Now, the video acted as a pilot to an 8-minute puppet theatre tragedy, didn't it?
Yeah, he's actually Johannes Nyholm, who is the director of the whole video. He made an extended version of the video that's going to be 8 minutes, and it got accepted to the Cannes Festival. And it's like a puppet action movie almost. It's very dramatic, but the music, we made completely new music to it because it's supposed to feel more like a short film than a music video. And the music's more kind of minimal and very dark.
Yeah, I think it sounds perfect for it. I mean, how did you end up providing the soundtrack for the pilot then?
Well, we're good friends with Johannes, so basically he just asked us.
Oh, did he invite you to the screening at Cannes then?
Yeah, he did, but we were on tour, so we couldn't go.
Oh, you couldn't go? Oh.
Yeah.
Had you never been to Cannes before?
No. So, no, it's too bad. We would love to go.
Oh, that was a great opportunity, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, Machine Dreams is finally out on August the 19th. Now, the reason why I say finally is not just because of my anticipation, but also because I believe there was a label dilemma preventing you from putting it out.
Yeah, well, it's been, not really a dilemma, but, I don't know, it's just been different situations that have been coming in the way, practical things, and it always takes longer than what you expect. So, we're actually working on our 3rd album right now.
Really? Right.
So it's kind of just like last time. Last time when we released the debut, then we, almost had our 2nd album finished, and so it goes.
I feel like I've got an exclusive piece of information there. You're working on your 3rd album. Wow. I mean, did you, the fact you're working on it now, when were the recordings of the 2nd album finished? Was it something like last year?
Yeah, it was, but, I mean, we usually have, like, all these sketches of songs, and I'll put vocals on them and lyrics, and then they usually take longer to be, like, complete.
Yeah.
I mean, that process is longer than just coming up with the idea and sort of, so we had the sort of foundations of the song for a long time, but it always takes. You don't feel like they're completely finished until they're mixed.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then of course once it's mastered, then.
Now the first single off your timeless album, Machine Dreams, is called Feather, and I've completely fallen in love with it because it's so seductive. Yeah, because also it has this amazing dreamy sci-fi cosmic element to it. I mean, I can almost picture the music video for it right now, and it being very similar to a trailer for Blade Runner.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love Blade Runner.
Because it sounds like it's composed by the Greek legend composer, Vangelist.
Wonderful.
What plans do you have on creating a music video for the song, anyway?
Well, as usual, we have no budget, so it's kind of all up to our creativity.